Khadija went to the restaurant for dinner with Khadija's friends. Khadija was very hungry, but Khadija's friends would not stop talking. Eventually, Khadija decided to take matters into Khadija's own hands, and Khadija demanded that Khadija's friends stop talking. What's the problem with this sentence? Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. We are now resuming lesson number 6 from the 10 lessons which we will be covering in this course. Inshallah, I will try to keep the session as simple as I possibly can, trying to cover as much as I can in very little time. If at any point you feel like you have not fully understood a concept, feel free to pause, go back and listen to it again. As I do with every lesson, inshallah at the end, I will include exercises for you to practice and do as homework, and new vocabulary for you to learn and memorize. All of the answers for the previous lessons will be available in the links below each video. This is lesson number 6, which is called الضمائر, which is translated as pronouns. Let's dive right in with this passage. Khadija went to the restaurant for dinner with Khadija's friends. Khadija was very hungry, but Khadija's friends would not stop talking. Eventually, Khadija decided to take matters into Khadija's own hands, and Khadija demanded that Khadija's friends stop talking. What's the problem with the sentence above? If you feel like the name is being repeated too many times, you are correct. But how do we resolve this problem? We use what we call pronouns. So pronouns are things where we replace the noun, meaning the name of something, so that the noun does not need to be repeated over and over again. So once Khadija has been mentioned once, we would either use the pronoun she or her later in the writing in order to stop repeating the noun Khadija or Khadija's over and over again. Let's keep the example that I've just used at the top, and let's look at it using pronouns to see the difference it makes. So, the sentence would look something like this. Khadija went to the restaurant for dinner with her friends. She, meaning Khadija, was very hungry, but her friends would not stop talking. Eventually, she decided to take matters into her own hands, and she demanded that they stop talking. So, a pronoun is defined as a word or a phrase that is used as a substitution or in replacement for a noun or a noun phrase, meaning the name of something. It is used in replacement for the name of something. What about a sentence where the word was Khalid, Maryam, or maybe even a coffee? How do we replace them? So in English we use pronouns. For example, Khalid would become he, Maryam would become she, or coffee would become it. So if we've spoken about it once, we wouldn't necessarily have to repeat it over and over again. Rather, we could just refer to it by the word it. In the same way, if you wish not to repeat the name of someone or something in Arabic, you use what you call a pronoun in its place, which is known as dhamir or plural ضمائر. Now in Arabic, just like English, there are many different types of pronouns. Here we are going to look at two of the most commonly used pronouns and see how they are used. The first that I will talk about is a detached pronoun. This is a pronoun which is not attached to a word, but it is separate. And then we will look at an attached pronoun. That is going to be a pronoun which is attached to the word. Now, the detached pronouns are as follows. If you remember the chart that I created back in lesson number 4, where I showed you different verb forms, I showed you a chart with third person, second person, and then first person. So we spoke about the males that were far away and the females. Then we spoke about those that were close, and then yourselves. So we will use the same format and look at it again. So, he is huwa. Both of them, meaning the male, is huma. All of them, as in the male, it's hum. She is hiya. Both of them, as in the ladies, is huma. And all of the ladies are hunna. So instead of having to say the names over and over again and you wanted to refer to a group of women, you would say hunna. So again, it's huwa, huma, hum for the male, hiya, huma, hunna for the females. Coming to second person, it would be for the males again, 1, 2 and a plural, females 1, 2 and plural. So the men would be anta, you, antuma, both of you, antum, all of you. For the females, it would be anti, you, antuma, both of you, antunna, all of you women. Finally, first person would be ana, I, and nahnu, we. These are all of the pronouns in the Arabic language. Just like we know how to change Khadija into she instead of a he or a us, and we know when to say she or when to say hers, in the same way in Arabic, once you have practiced this and memorized this enough, automatically you will know which one to use. So if I said to you, Khadija came into the room, he sat down, you would know, hold on, the he does not match the Khadija, because you understand the pronouns in English and you know that he does not match the word Khadija. In a similar manner, once you know these Arabic pronouns, you will know when you are talking about a man or a few of them, whether to use huwa, huma or hum, hiya, huma, hunna with practice. If you can understand up until here the concept of how these pronouns work, that is 50% of this lesson already done. Meaning you understand pronouns and how you can replace the name of something using one of these. Let's look at a few basic examples first. So if I was to say I am a boy, I would say ana, I am, waladun, ana waladun. I am a girl, ana, I am bintun, I am a girl. If I wanted to say we are Muslims, nahnu, because I'm going first person, nahnu muslimuna, plural, nahnu muslimuna, we are Muslims. So if we take a look in the Quran, in Surah 112, Allah says in the Quran, قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. قُلْ means say, huwa, he, Allah, Allah, ahad is one. So the huwa here translates as he. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ. Allah says again in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 4, وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ. So here, وَبِالْآخِرَةِ, and the hereafter, and regarding the hereafter, hum, they, as in all of them, yuqinun, firmly believe. In another place in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 11, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. قَالُوا, they say, إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ, indeed, only, نَحْنُ, we, مُصْلِحُونَ, are reformers. We are nothing but reformers. The meaning of we is coming from nahnu. One final example I will show is in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 22. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says here, فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. So here, فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا. So do not set parallels to Allah. Do not set rivals to Allah. وَأَنْتُمْ. Now, antum, if we look at our chart, is all of you men, plural. Wa antum, while you, meaning all of you, ta'lamun, know. So do not set equals or parallels to Allah. There are many places in the Quran where you will see pronouns being used, and the obvious reason being to avoid repetition of a noun. Just like in English, it is important that you read in context to understand who the noun is referring back to. This is the first type of pronoun. The second type of pronoun is the attached pronoun. This is the pronoun which will be attached to a word, and again it will give a very similar meaning, mostly a meaning of possession. So instead of saying she and he, it will be hers. So you won't say she pen, you will say her pen. In the meaning of an attached pronoun, what it means is that it will give the meaning of possession depending on the context. So if it was talking about Khadija went, we could replace that with the detached pronoun she went. But if I was saying Khadija's book, I won't say she book, I'll say her book. In English, I've changed from she to her. And the reason I've done that is because now I'm talking about something that belongs to her. So I can't say she because it wouldn't be appropriate. In the same way in Arabic, even though you're talking about a man, you wouldn't use huwa, you would use an attached pronoun. You wouldn't use hiya, you would use something attached. So just the way we change it in English, the same way they change it in Arabic. Those that give the meaning of possession are the attached pronouns. So again, it is a similar list like the one that I've shared previously, which I will share with you now. So again, for masculine, it will be who, huma, and whom. So for one, his, both of theirs, all of theirs. So for the third person women, it will be ha, huma, hunna. Hers, both of theirs, all of theirs. Then we come to second person. For a man, close, one person, you will say ka, kuma, kum. Ka means yours, kuma, both of yours, kum, all of yours. And then for the female, ki, kuma, kunna. For one lady, yours, both of yours, all of yours. And then e or a ni sound for me or my, and na for ours. I will put them in context so you understand how they work. Let's take the word qalam, which means pen. We will attach these pronouns onto the end of qalam so that we can make the pen belong to his, her, mine, ours, and give the meaning of different people who possess or own the pen. Let's begin with third person, where it's the man. So it's his pen, both of their pen, all of their pen. So his pen, you add a who to the word, qalamu, who. So what we need to keep in mind is what is the pronoun, the attached pronoun? It's who, huma, and hum to give the meaning of single, dual, and plural. So it's going to be qalamu hu for his pen, qalamu huma, both of their pen, qalamu hum for all of their pen. Then let's go to the women, one, two, and plural. So the attached pronouns are ha, huma, and hunna. So qalamu ha, qalamu huma, qalamu hunna. Her pen, both of their pen, all of their pen. Now let's move on to second person. Second person is the people in front of you. Let's do the male. Your pen, both of yours, and all of yours. So it's ka, kuma, and kum for the male. So it's qalamu ka, qalamu kuma, and qalamu kum. Your pen, both of your pen, and all of your pen. For the women, it is ki, kuma, and kunna. So it's qalamu ki, qalamu kuma, qalamu kunna. That leaves us with I and we, first person. So here, if I want to say, I can't say I pen or us pen. I have to change it to my pen and our pen. So for my, it's E sound. And for us or ours, we say na sound. So qalam at the E sound becomes qalami, my pen. And qalamu with the na sound becomes qalamu na, our pen. Again, I will leave this chart in front of you so you can see each and every one of them and how they work. In the Quran, there are numerous examples of this, where you will find these examples give or take in nearly every single sentence. If you understand this concept really well, it will help with translating and understanding ayats of the Quran. I will give you an example of an ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah number 7, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. وَلَهُمْ and la, for. We've done this in lesson number 5, preposition means for. And for them. What's the pronoun for them? Hum. Hu, huma, hum. So if you attach the hum to the la, وَلَهُمْ and for them, عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ is a severe or a great punishment. Another example is Surah Al Imran, where in ayah number 6, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, هُوَ الَّذِي يُصَوِّرُكُمْ فِي الْأَرْحَامِ. هُوَ الَّذِي, He is the one who, يُصَوِّرُ, shapes or designs or fashions, kum, you. Now if we look at the attached pronoun here, kum, we know it's ka, kuma, kum. So it's for plural. So He is the one, Allah is the one, يُصَوِّرُكُمْ, who shapes you, fil arham, in the wombs, كيف يشاء, as He wills. So these are some of the examples in the Quran using the attached pronoun in the ayats. I want you to know that there are thousands of examples of pronouns in the Quran, so it is an extremely important concept to grasp and understand. Once you master this, you will be able to confidently understand and translate thousands of places in the Quran where you understand who the pronouns are referring to and how the translation is done. To make it easy for you, I have attached below a supporting document where it has the attached pronouns and the detached pronouns separately with the Arabic and the English translation so that you can download them, you can print them, and you can read and memorize them, as well as the homework which will be in the description for you to practice, to consolidate your learning. And I will also add new vocabulary so you can build up on previous words that you know and also create new sentences because of the new words you have been exposed towards. If you have any questions or anything you are unsure about, feel free to ask and contact me, and inshallah I will get back to each and every one of you regarding your questions. I pray this lesson was of benefit to you. Jazakumullah khair for watching and listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.